guys, it's Carrie from n.g. Farm. Well, today I am not on the farm. I am far, far away from the farm. I am here with my daughter and my son-in-law, waiting for my fourth grandson or grandchild, which is going to be a boy, to be born. We have probably about 11 more days, but according to our visit this morning, it might happen a little sooner than what we thought. Guys, I thank you so much for joining me today, and I have something that you need to ponder today. So if this is the first time that you're joining me on my channel, thank you so much for joining me. And if you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is for free, and right underneath it there is a notification bell. Hit that notification bell and you will be notified each time I upload a new video. So guys, let's get started. So as all of you know, I live on a farm. We are pretty much self-sustainable. There's a couple things on the farm that we don't have, like milk. However, I don't want a milk cow because right now I don't have the need for that much milk, and we just don't drink that much milk. But however, we do have some dwarf Nigerian goats that we are planning on breeding and using the milk on the farm for cheese and soaps and milk on the farm, and that's going to be a lot better for us because it's just me and my husband, and so that way we won't have to waste anything, and so we'll be using that. With that being said, let me tell you, I had a panic attack. We were going to buy groceries because, you know, you want to do a good thing and help new parents out. So I came early and we are doing freezer meals, and we are putting freezer meals in the freezer for my son-in-law and my daughter so that after I leave, they can just grab something and pop it into the oven or the crock pot and have supper cooked so that they don't have to worry about it. Give them just a little bit of a break of having to cook for themselves. With that being said, we went grocery shopping. Now, be it we are on an island, and when you come to an island, you love it. It's beautiful, it's great, it's wonderful. You feel like, oh, it's vacation time all the time. However, when you are not here for vacation, you are here on a family matter, and you are taking care of a family, and you are trying to live on the island. There's a lot of things that come into play with that you start thinking about. One being there's nowhere to go. You can only go so far in each direction, and then you hit water. And from a farm girl who just loves the outdoors and loves to wander and go, at some point you become a little anxious with not being able to go further, that there is a point to where you continue to go. So that's a little scary. Along with that, when we were shopping, it was just really, really random, and just got me thinking about why I do what I do on the farm. And it made me look at what I do in a oh, hi, Mr. Lizard. We have a pretty lizard that just showed up. I would show you, but he's trying to go in the wall. If he comes out again, I'll show you. Really cute. We have a really cute green one, but they're not out here anymore. He kind of hides a little bit. But let me get back to my story about my panic attack in the grocery store. So, sorry, we're in the city. I told you we're not here vacationing, we're living. And so we see a different aspect of what others would see when they come to vacation. We see how the real Hawaiians live and their culture, and it's great and wonderful. It's just when you come from a different place and you're used to different things, it's a little nerve-wracking at first because you're not here vacationing. You're here living for a while. So with that, let me get back to the grocery store. So we go to the grocery store, we have all of our menu ready for our freezer meals, and we're trying to get everything done to have time to cook, get them or if they need to be cooked, all that stuff. Get the freezer meals ready, whatever. So we're in the we're in the commissary, and at first there's only like maybe 15 people, and we go through the produce aisle, and so we're getting produce, and the produce is really nice. I really enjoy the produce, and I love the pink ladies. The pink lady apples are cheaper here than what they are back in Arkansas. But anyway, so we're going through, and there's just a handful of people over in produce, and we start walking through, and I start noticing that the stock boys are bringing in boxes, and they're starting to stop. And I'm like, oh, well, that's great. We'll have what we need. Well, it was like somebody sent a message, like Batman, a big something in the sky that said, come, the food is coming, the food is here. And within minutes, there were hundreds of people in that store. You could not push your basket. People were just grabbing stuff off the shelves. People were running up to the meat and grabbing the meat and putting it in their baskets. I mean, it was just very shocking to me, because we might do that on a Black Friday, but we don't do that normally. So that was, oh, lizards are fighting. Hold on, let me spin you around. And of course, when I spin you around, they go through the wall and hide. But anyway, hundreds of people there just grabbing stuff. And I was looking for chicken, and it was just like people were just running to the meat and just piling meat. And I was just kind of like, okay. And then we went to another aisle, and people are just there, and it's just like mass rolls of people, and they're grabbing stuff and putting stuff in their baskets. And I'm just getting a little overwhelmed. There's a lot of people there. You could barely push your baskets. And I was kind of like, ooh, and then I just kind of stopped for a minute, and I started thinking, because I was really getting a little anxious, and just like, this is a lot of people, and they are like doing their business. They've come, they want what they want, and they're going to get it. So I was sitting there, and I was just thinking, and I was looking at the shelves, and I was going, how many people are on this island? And look at this food. And I just sat there, and I said, what would happen if they couldn't get the food here? Because this is it. What is in this building at this time is it. Until the next shipment comes on a ship, this is it. And if that ship can't get here, what are the people going to do? What are we going to do if that happens while we are here? And I was thinking, oh my goodness, it clicked. It finally really, really clicked, the importance of being self-sufficient, having food stability, having protection, having a plan for when something goes wrong. What are you going to do? If this goes wrong, don't think that you're going to be having time to make a plan. You need to already have a plan. And I was very, very anxious for the rest of the time, because it just kept seeming like there was more and more people coming in, more and more people coming in. And you could tell. I went and I was looking at the expiration date on the meat, and a lot of the meat expiration date was the day after, the day after, like today. It would have been for today. And so I was thinking, so everybody must know when the ships are coming in and when the food is going to be here, because all this other meat was like reduced, because this new shipment is coming, there's meat, so they're going to get rid of this old meat, have the new meat. And so that really resonated with me about my why. And after really working on the farm hard and heavy is what I thought for the last 5 years, I realized what I am doing is not enough. I need to do more. I need to make sure that there is food available, that I have an abundance, and that I have some for my family. So if something does happen and food for some reason cannot get cross country, we're going to have enough to sustain us until food becomes more available, is shipped back in or shipped across the country, or I need to be able to produce my own food so that my family can have the food that they need to survive. As we can all see with the egg shortage, how quickly food becomes unavailable. So that should already open our eyes, and that didn't open my eyes. And it could be the fact that I have chickens and I get my own eggs, but until I started looking at what is going on here and then thinking about all the people I work with that were talking about eggs and egg prices, and I was like, I need to watch what I'm doing. I need to focus. I need to make a plan. And guys, I bought 18 eggs and it was $15. Wow. And I know that some back on the mainland are spending that much too. So it's not just because it's here. It's because things are happening to keep our food availability not available. So if you would like to start your why or know your why for your farm, I would hope that you would take this into consideration and think about just some of the things that I've explained today about rethinking your why before you get to the point of panic, before you're put in a situation to where there might not be food. Because I'm sitting there at home and right now I've got food on the farm. I can go out in my garden and just eat. Here, there's not that. I'm looking here and there's plenty of space to have so much food and so much abundance in just little spaces right here beside us, but they're not taking the opportunity to do that. So I just wonder if they've ever thought, what if? It's a big thing, but I would like for you to join me in knowing your why, finding out your why, and it doesn't have to be full food sustainability, just a little. Grow a little garden. I would be happy to help anybody start a small garden just for basics. Herbs, tomatoes, potatoes, just something that you can start to have a little bit of food on hand. Instead of planting a crepe myrtle, why don't you plant a blueberry bush? Blueberries, super easy to grow. You have to tweak them a little bit for their acidity in the soil, but they're super easy to grow as long as you don't have a late frost and they get the buds. You'll have an abundance. Last year, I only harvested 1.5 of my bushes, and I still have blueberries falling out of my freezer. So maybe just instead of putting a flowering bush, put a beautiful blueberry bush. And guys, there are container blueberries that do not get very large, and I actually have one and I love their blueberries. They're pretty big. I really enjoy them. I wish I could remember who it was from, but I can't remember, but I got it at Lowe's. So go look for some container blueberries and just start this summer as your why, your food stability. Just start it with blueberries. So guys, I really hope you understand where I'm coming from and how I'm just wanting to empower you to be able to feed your family and protect your family and have food available if there's a situation going. I know right now that there are tornadoes in my hometown. I got an alert, so a warning's not come through, but a watch has, so that means that it could be really bad. And with all of the weather that is going on over there, I know that there's a very big possibility to have a lot of damage and a lot of destruction in the next couple of days over there. But as long as we have a plan and we know our why, we can survive. So guys, just join me in knowing your why, making a plan for your why, and if you need any help or have any questions, just put them there in the comments and I would be so glad to help you figure out how to start your food stability, your food availability, being self-sustainable. And it doesn't have to be on everything, just start little. One thing, one blueberry bush. Let's start with one blueberry bush this year in a pot on your patio. Let's do that together. Remember, they're at Lowe's and they say they are container blueberries. You'll have to get some fertilizer specifically for blueberries because they like acidic soil. But guys, let's do that. I hope I've opened up your eyes, and thanks for joining me today. And guys, make what you have beautiful. And when you do, plant a blueberry bush.